Morning, morning, morning. Denzel, you are first. Congratulations. Congratulations. She said that I'm not the one that she thinks about it. She said it stopped being fun. I just bring her down. Said to let my future be destroyed by my past. She said to let my door hit your ass. Mental health's okay today. It's 50-50 today. I'm not gonna lie. It's 50-50 today. We'll see. It's still the morning. What is going on, computer? Hello? There you are. Sing 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carr. I'm not taking requests over here. Fee Talks, thank you so much. I appreciate that. No, I actually was listening. Like, there's this guy. He does uh like pop punk songs, but he does them like country. And he does a really good job. He does a really good job. And I was just listening to it. I was listening to a Blink-182 cover, and now it's stuck in my head. So, mm. Taro, thank you so much for that super chat. I can't throw it up on the screen because I didn't actually have my system running yet. Funny enough, I didn't have the little program that I need to throw it up on the screen. It says Hippie Barf Day. Thank you for the belated birthday gift. I really appreciate that. What's new with the circus? Oh, just I don't know, I think war with Venezuela is the new thing today. God, I should. Yeah, I think war with Venezuela is next. Not 100%, but to each their own. I mean, I'm sure it'll be something different. By next week. Have I heard Gore's cover of "Carry On My Wayward Son"? No, I did stop by Gore's show at Rockville in May though. That was actually they had someone dressed up as Trump on the stage, and I'm pretty sure he gave birth on the stage. if I remember correctly. Gwar is a strange band. They are different. Gwar is a different type of. They're a strange one. They're a strange one. I was glad I get to catch them for a second, but yeah, like I'm dead. Like we were just like I didn't. I wanted to go actually watch their show. There were so many shows to watch, so I just didn't get the chance to. Just just whatever. But we were walking from one show to another. I'm like, oh, let's stop by and see what's going on the Gwar stage. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't give like they performed a C-section on him on the stage and then ripped out the baby. And I'm pretty sure it was a demon spawn, if I remember correctly. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on that show, okay? There's a Oh yeah, they're if you guys have never looked up a Gwar show, did they swing the demon baby around? I'm pretty sure they did actually. Yes, I'm about 95% sure that happened. Yeah, if you don't know who Gwar is and you like YouTube one of their shows, because then when you see what I'm talking about, you'll be like, oh, this actually makes sense. This is fine. This will work. It's just not a brush, it's a sponge. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Jeez, I just realized my hair is almost. Oh, that's a little better. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Gore's strange, but like I said, like Gwar is repulsive and terrible. Yeah, that is also a way to describe them. I'm not I'm not denying what you're saying is true. Yeah, no, all the things you guys are saying, whether you love them or hate them, are all true. Nothing that you're saying is wrong. Nothing that any of you guys are saying is wrong. You guys are both 100% correct and 100% correct on both sides of the argument. Just you guys are all right. I'm just saying, like you are all right. just being honest. just funny bands. Velvet wants to know why I studied the Bible extensively. Well, see, I was forced to. Yeah, that's how that worked. I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, and I went to Christian school my whole life. Yep. So I was church 3-4 times a week. I was Christian school every single day. And yeah, so you learn quite a bit. You learn quite a bit. So you're rebelling? I'm not rebelling against anything. There's nothing to rebel against. Which sect? I grew up in a Baptist church. Yeah, I grew up in a Baptist church. And then I went to a Baptist elementary school. Oh, what was my middle school? Were they Lutheran? I think they were Lutheran. And then my high school was a non-denominational high school. And yeah. So you learn a lot. You learn a lot. Just to let you know, almost nobody that I went to school with, that I'd say probably a good like 75% to 80% of the people I went to school with that grew up in the Christian school with me, like none of them are practicing Christians anymore. Yeah, not like 80% of them are not. So, yep, that was it. So it's truly amazing what happens when you make people read the Bible. They run to atheism really quickly. when you actually force people to read and study the Bible, they run to atheism pretty quickly. So it's just the truth of what it is. Not that's just an observation I've seen. Sounds like that school was a failure. Oh no, I went to 3 different schools. I mean, they failed at their purpose. If their purpose was to continue indoctrination, there's some. They severely indoctrinated quite a few of us. Right? It's you know it's bad. So like it's really funny because there's a school where I grew up. It's called Cal Baptist University. Right? It's a quite large Christian college. Right? They're quite large. It was literally like across the street from where my high school was. Like it was like really close, right? So you would think that like most of the people graduating from this Christian high school would go straight into the Christian college. That makes sense, right? Like it's what we're used to. Like we're used to the experience. We have all the knowledge. Like it would be like an easy transition right over. Like nobody. I think there was one person from my graduating class that went to that Christian college, and they're not even bad. They're like they're like well accredited. They have a really awesome nursing program. Like they're not even bad, and like no one went there. It's just wild. Every single person was like, "Get me away from this shit." I ran from Christian college and it was going to be free. I'm pretty sure mine would have been too. Like it just says something, right? I'm not saying it says everything, but it definitely says something. Why didn't I go then? Because I didn't want to be in my Christian school. I'll tell you guys a little story. It's actually a really funny story. goddamn, I don't know why this camera keeps like whiting me out. It's like every day I feel like I gotta adjust this damn thing. I was I think I was a senior in high school. And I don't remember what class we were in some class, and our teacher was actually she was like a grad student at Cal Baptist, and she came over and to like teach, like to sub or whatever, or maybe she was teaching that year, I don't really remember. But regardless, she was like in the class being like, hey, like who's gonna be a virgin until they're married, or who's planning on not being a virgin until they're married? That was the question. Like who's planning on losing their virginity before they're married? And then she's like, yeah, but there'll be like no judgment, like, you know, whatever, like you can just say it. And I'm like, no, like everyone's just sitting there scared, you know, like nobody wants to answer the question. And I was like, fuck it, I'll answer the question, I don't give a shit. So I was like, yeah, I'm not, yeah, that's not gonna happen, type of thing. And that no judgment went to her berating me, just me, in front of the entire class for like a half an hour. just made the whole thing about me for like a half an hour. Yeah. and then and so like I was like, oh, okay. So it made me decide three things right there. One, there was no way in hell I was going to Cal Baptist, because if that's what they were producing, I didn't want to be that. So I was like, I'm going to public school. The second thing I realized is I was like I need to hurry up and lose my virginity as fast as humanly possible, because obviously, like, if you don't, you end up like this bitch, and I'm not, like, I don't know what the fuck she's got going on, but I don't want to end up like that. Like, I don't know if there's anyone on the planet who need to get laid more than she did. Like, shit, dude. I was like, nope. I literally like decided on my college like the next day. I was like, fuck that, dude. Yeah. So, anyways, Velvet, there's your answer. I was like, I don't know what I need over here, but I know whatever she's got going on ain't working. I know whatever she's got going on ain't working. Let me change this real quick. So, stay the heck away from that. All right, I'm going to turn on the phone lines, look at the guest request box. Doesn't seem like there's anybody there yet, so we'll just let this go. As we're starting things up this morning, hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I really appreciate that. If you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats, memberships. I think we're up to like 360 members or something like that. So we're rocking on the members. We're well on our way to getting to that 400. So that's really exciting. So if you'd like to become a member or gift memberships, that's always a great way to support the live also. I also have, of course, all of my pay links in my bio. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Insane. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. Jesus Christ, Feisty. I had a priest pull me out of confessional at 14 to tell me I was a whore. And Christianity wonders why people leave them. Like, holy shit. All right, that person's gone. That's what I figured. And people wonder why the fuck people leave Christianity. Like, Jesus Christ. Well, I guess you know, we were both hoes in school, according to the religious. We were both hoes in school. So for that teacher, you will always be the one that got away. Out like straight up, like, dude, ain't none of my friends. Like, I have one friend that grew up and didn't go to my high school. He went to my elementary school with me. But I have one friend that grew up and became a pastor. Yeah, I have one friend. I'm sure he's still a pastor. He was a pastor up in NorCal. I don't know if he's still practicing or not. But I mean, last I heard from him, he was a pastor up in NorCal. And then let's see, who else? Oh, I have another friend who's actually a pastor, but I met him as an adult. But yeah, there's no deacons that graduated high school with me. I'll tell you that much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
Very good.
How old are you?
What did you seem to gain from the
Last chance.
Miss
How old
America
are you?
pageant, Miss
3,
Universe pageant picture?
2, 1. How old are you? All right, bye-bye. Guys, if we can't get past the, if we can't get past the if we can't get past the how old are you part, we're gonna have a rough live. We're gonna have a rough life. Yeah, but I didn't graduate with any, like, there's no deacons, there's no pastors, there's no youth pastors, like, yeah, there's none of that graduated high school with me. So that's actually the one thing I give my parents criticism for, is I told them I wish they had not sent me to Christian school. That's the one thing. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
You're the guy on TikTok. Let me make sure, right?
I am on TikTok, yes.
Okay. What do you okay, I just came up here to ask some questions. I'm like a journalist. Do you know those people?
You're a 22-year-old journalist that's calling me in on TikTok? You must not be a very prestigious journalist.
No, yeah, I'm trying to make my breakthrough case. I just had a question.
Okay.
What do you think of Vermin Supreme, and should he be the next Democratic nominee?
Who?
Vermin Supreme.
Is that like a Taco Supreme?
No. He wants to give every American a mini pony. He wants to take every American's pew away and give them stronger ones that fire marshmallow.
Sounds like a great guy to me. I'm cool with it.
You cool with him? You're also cool with him? And
all right. I like marshmallows, so that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of marshmallows. So, I mean, if we can work out some marshmallow guns, I'm pretty cool with that. Yeah, no issues there. So, Taco Supreme 2028 or whatever. Yeah. Taco Supreme for president. Imagine a drive-by with marshmallows. Yeah, it just makes everyone's day. You know? You're just like cruising by, there's just like poop, 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 poop. You're like, oh. I think Taco Supreme 2028. I'm cool with it. Can we make them s'mores and talk about policy? Yeah. I mean, I don't like s'mores. I don't know. Well, I've told you guys on live before. I don't know if you guys like remember or not, but thank you so much for that super chat, by the way, Velvet and Feisty. And for the comment question and for the comment about being pulled out of confessional. That's wild. I didn't know you could do that. So thank you so much. W's a chat for Feisty and Velvet. And for Taro, I forgot Taro did the first one actually. So W's in chat for all the super chats this morning. I don't know if I told you that. I think I told you guys this before, like once or something. But you guys know I don't like chocolate, right? Yeah, I don't like chocolate, so I'm not gonna mess with this. I mean, I guess I can have the graham crackers and marshmallow, but I don't like chocolate. Yeah, so I'm not gonna have as much fun as you guys. Only like C's chocolate. That's still California. That's so California. Yeah. No, I've never liked chocolate. Even when I was a kid, like, you know, my parents are like, yeah, you just wouldn't eat chocolate. Like, we'd give you chocolate stuff. You just wouldn't eat it. I do not know. I do. All right. It's Arizona too. Yeah, that's fine. There's no C's down here in Florida. Yeah, that's do you like white chocolate? I actually don't mind. I actually do like white chocolate. Yeah, I do like white chocolate. I don't like regular chocolate. Yeah. I know, it's strange. Do I like red velvet? No. Yeah, no, I don't like red velvet either. I don't like any of that. So, I've never had a s'more with white chocolate. That does sound good. People are already always like that's so weird that you don't like chocolate. I'm like, I don't, it's really not that weird to not like chocolate. It's really not. Yeah, I know actually quite a few people who either don't like chocolate or really aren't big fans of it. Yeah. It does truly help in relationships though. It does help in relationships. Yeah. Because not once have I ever been accused of like stealing my girlfriend's chocolate or something like that. Like she knows whatever chocolate she brings in the house, it's safe. It is quite helpful in that scenario. Like it's never like, oh, did you eat my chocolate? Never once. Nope, I never done that ever. Yeah. Now you bring gummy candies into the house, I will eat your gummy candies. Any type of gummy candies. You bring that in the house, I will eat it. You bring it even around me. I always see. I love. Sorry, these comments do crack me up. They really do make me laugh. So, not even hot chocolate? No, that's chocolate. Cheryl, Ruby chocolate is out too? Yes, I don't like chocolate. Okay. No matter what kind of plate, like I do like white chocolate. Outside of that, any red velvet, nope, still don't like chocolate. Like all like no matter which kind of chocolate you name, unless it's white chocolate. If you name a type of chocolate, I don't like it. we don't we don't even have to start naming multiple different types. yeah. Not even not even cold chocolate. You don't like cold chocolate either? Nope. None of it. Not hot chocolate, not cold chocolate, not medium temperature chocolate, not chocolate in a cake, not chocolate in ice cream, not chocolate is sorry. Not milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. Not Hershey chocolate, no Oreos, no none of that stuff. Green eggs and chocolate. I've never had green eggs and chocolate, but that's mostly because I've never had green eggs. Oh yeah, Velvet with the $5 super chat. What about Cadbury chocolate? Do they have that in I maybe, I don't know. I don't pay attention to chocolate stores. I don't pay attention to chocolate stores, so I do not know. Possibly. Patty said TikTok not in a box, not with a fox. Oh, there you go. Blinded with Science said the same thing right after. Patty said, oh my goodness. You guys are funny. You guys are funny this morning. You guys are funny this morning. Yep. Nope. 0 different kinds. 0 different, and even white chocolate, like it had to be very, very specific. Like I like white chocolate, like cheesecake, like strawberry white chocolate cheesecake, or white chocolate in my coffee. Like if I'm getting like an espresso drink with like a little white chocolate in it, fire. I'll even do some like white chocolate chip like ice cream. Yeah, I'll mess with that. But I'm not going out of my way to eat white chocolate even then. So, what about just trying to like chocolate? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm damn near 40 years old, and why didn't I just try to like it? Oh yeah, white chocolate peanut butter cups can get it. Yeah, I should just try to like it. Never thought about that. This whole time I've been trying not to like it. And now I just changed my mind. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think she knows. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like there's some things I'm allergic to. What if I just tried to like not be allergic to them? That'd probably be pretty helpful. All right, well, we're going to see if we can get any Trump supporters in here. Seem to be Trump supporters are taking the December off. I understand. I get it. Not too many of them out there anymore. But we'll see if we can get some Trump supporters in here. I usually still am getting a few. A little slow start to the morning, but it is like 8:30 on the West Coast, so we'll see if we get any today. Yeah, I know they're all whining in the chat. That's fine. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good. How about you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
So, first of all, I just want to say
Nope.
I really think that it's...
Nope.
What?
How old are you?
Oh, my bad. 23.
Awesome. Now go ahead.
All right. I wanted to say that I do appreciate what you're doing, even though we probably disagree on some stuff. I think it's very good to have political discourse that keeps things nonviolent. But yeah, I do support Trump. I'm capable of disagreement with him, though. Like, there's some things that I see that he does. I'm like, it's not my favorite, but broadly, I support most of his policies.
Broadly, you support most of his policies. Okay. So how about this? You tell me something he's doing that you disagree with.
Okay, something I disagree with. Well, right out the gate, so I have family members that are nurses. I think that downgrading nursing, I think his intention was probably to try to reduce the cost of college by lowering the amount they'll lend, but I think that's going to lead to a nursing shortage. I just disagree with that.
Well, how is that going to reduce the cost of college?
So the idea, and I'm saying I disagree with it, so it's a flawed idea, but to play advocate, the idea would be if you are to, so if I'm running a business and I know you need to come to school and I'm the school, I could charge you whatever amount they're willing to loan you. So if people can't afford it and the government won't loan them the money, they're what I think people will do is they'll get a private loan, which will screw them and it'll lead to a nursing shortage. But his idea is basically that we don't loan them the money. Colleges can't charge them that much because they won't be able to afford it. Once again, I disagree with this. I just was, that's one thing I disagree with. You asked that. So.
Okay, well, that's fine. That is a good thing to disagree on, because that makes no logical sense whatsoever. People are still going to go out and get the loans. It's just whether the government is going to be backing them with grants and scholarships and other things like that. So people are
Agreed.
still going to go to nursing school. It does not change anything, right? Because people want to be nurses,
Right.
because nurses is a very, it's a very professional career, right? It's a very, dignified career, right? I think we all have mad respect for our nurses in this country, right? And downgrading them is very, very hurtful to to them, to our healthcare system, which is already flawed, right? To all sorts of things. But there was all sorts of other professional careers. I'm pretty sure he took accounting off of that. You want to explain to me how accounting's not a professional career?
I don't know much about that, so I can't really speak to that. I can talk a little bit about public education, as I am a public education teacher.
No, I just want to talk about the ones that Trump removed from the professional list.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do a ton of looking into that. I just know that I disagreed heavily with his decision about the nursing thing. But if you wanted to debate something, I mean, there's any slew of things that I agree with him on.
Yeah, I'm just going through nursing, physical therapy, audiology, physician's assistants, and social workers. Let's see. What else did it exclude? I'm just curious. Dental hygiene, occupational therapy.
I mean, once again, none of this is going to be stuff I'm going to debate because I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, so let's talk about something that I disagree with.
OT is very important as a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how about we go with something that I disagree with? All right.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So how about you can tell me why Donald Trump is trying to do a regime change in Venezuela in order to get their oil?
Well, okay. So Venezuela, led by Nicolas Maduro, if I'm correct, one of the worst dictators in the world, countless human rights violations. Obviously, communist regime. I don't normally think that regime changes in other countries and fighting for them. I tend to be more America first. I don't think that regime changes funded by the taxpayer are always a good thing, but I mean, the dude's an evil guy. I mean, he's a bad guy.
So is Putin.
Nicolas Maduro. And I do support, I'm fine with oil prices. If it helps us get oil and something like that, that's good to me.
Okay, gotcha. So how old did you say you were again?
23.
You're 23 years old. So maybe you don't remember like the invasion of Iraq.
No, I don't, but I'm familiar a little bit with it.
Yeah, because it probably happened around the time, your parents were meeting or something like that, right?
Right. Like I said, regime change wars tend to be a zero-sum game for both sides.
Can you please tell me what regime change war in the history of the United States has been beneficial to the United States?
Once again, I would agree that they're a zero-sum game. I don't really think that it's a good thing to be fighting for other countries' ends. It doesn't help us.
Well, it's not a matter of helping other countries' ends. We're doing it to our own end, right? Because we're chasing after them because of oil. We're even using the same excuses that we use.
Okay, well, all right. So if you want the most basic example,
hold on real quick. What I was saying was we're using the same excuses that we were using for Iraq. We have people on Fox News talking about going after weapons of mass destruction, exactly what we said in Iraq. Right. We have people talking about, how they're dictators and doing all this sort of stuff, while Donald Trump literally cozies up to dictators. So obviously the dictator thing is not a big. What's up?
I don't think he cozies up to dictators. I think all right. I mean, that's your opinion, but he says things that are nice, like, he's a very smart guy. But if I'm going to be competing against somebody in something, I'm going to want to make that person look good so that when I defeat them, I look even better. With Putin, he's like, he's a smart guy. Like, basically, don't underestimate our opponent. He's not saying that he's not an evil guy.
Yes, he is.
He's just saying, he's smart.
No, he's specifically saying he's a very, very nice guy. He's specifically saying that we get along fine. He says we have a very good working relationship with him. He literally goes up there and spreads Putin's actual propaganda stuff that he has in Russia, that he says in Russia. The literal lies that he spreads, and tells his people, because again, he's a dictator who commits human rights violations, right? He literally goes up there.
You're talking about Putin or Trump?
I'm talking about Putin. And Trump goes up there and repeats the exact things, says all these things about him. But it's not just Putin. We're not just talking about about Putin. Remember when he was writing, well, you don't remember, but in his first term, he was writing love letters to Kim Jong-un, right? Just recently, he had, Mohammed bin Salman, right? The one of the crown princes of Saudi Arabia, who literally has been executing U.S. journalists. He had another, dictator up from the Middle East who was a literal ex-member of Al-Qaeda, right? That literally is on Poto holding people's heads that he was decapitating in his jihad. We're not just talking about Putin. Donald Trump is cozied up to, at least a half dozen, dictators. Viktor Orban, he's talked very, very nicely about Viktor Orban in the world. So he's been very, 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 very
Wasn't
open.
Viktor Orban elected, though?
Yeah, so was Putin. So was Hitler.
Well, yeah, Hitler was elected, but there's an example right there. You were asking for a regime change war. Technically,
Was
World War
Maduro
II would
not
be a
elected?
war in which he was elected in fixed elections. Obviously, nobody wins 98% or 97% of the vote. That's not.
Putin?
Once again, I agree that Putin is a dictator and a very bad
North
person.
Korea also has elections, right?
Yeah, once again, I do think that there are fixed elections that are done for appearances. I would say that, any election where somebody's winning 80, 90, something like that percent of the vote is obviously a fixed election. That's nobody wins that much of the vote.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I'm saying is you're saying the reason why we need regime change, or why regime change would be good in Venezuela, is because Maduro is a dictator who commits human rights violations. What I'm saying is that's fine. Okay, I'm not denying that Maduro is a bad person. Okay, I'm denying that that's why Trump is doing it. Right? Because Donald Trump has shown absolutely no will to actually clamp down on dictators. He's actually been the exact opposite. He's welcomed them into the White House. He's taken gifts from them. He's given them gifts and given their countries gifts, right? He's had no will to do that. Donald Trump is doing it for one reason, and that's because Venezuela has oil.
Well, but two things could be true at once, right? He could be doing it for economic reasons that benefit the U.S., which I'm happy with, and he could be doing it to seek, a regime change in Venezuela. I've been saying for a while that Maduro is not a good guy.
No, yes, two things can be true at once, but not in this case.
All right, well, let's talk about maybe some. Is there anything that you?
If
what's your most passionate issue?
if Maduro came up and gave Donald Trump a gold brick or an airplane or any of the other things that any of these dictators were doing, then Donald Trump would immediately stop caring about the human rights violations that he's committing.
Right.
Just like he hasn't cared about all the other dictators who has human rights violations that they've been committing the entire time, right? And he has done the exact opposite of what he's doing with Maduro. It is very obvious that he's doing it for oil. This is the exact same thing that we got into with Iraq. If you look at Maduro and Saddam, hell, they even look the same. They got the same build. They got the same mustache. They wear the same hat. The dudes could be carbon copies of each other, right? And we invaded them based off of talking about weapons of mass destruction, which we did in Iraq, which is the exact same thing happening right now. We did it based talking about their human rights violations, same thing in Iraq. They, went on for 20, 25 years that we were in those countries, thousands and thousands of American lives lost, right? And we're walking right back into that exact same situation right now, right? And I have a huge issue with that, especially from somebody who, claimed to be America first, which he's not at all, right? Who claimed to be the president of peace, which he's obviously not. All right. And it's just, and who said he was tired of forever wars, which is obviously not the truth, because every single time we've gotten into one of these wars, they have been exactly those forever wars.
He has averted, a couple wars, the one that's going on for 30 years between Armenia and Azerbaijan was ended. And he got those two to shake hands, which I think is a big deal. I think there's both good and bad with foreign policy. But however, I am curious. This is not the most interesting topic to me. I would like to know what is the topic you feel most passionately about. I'm interested. I've never met you. I've never heard of you. I'm scrolling the phone this morning while I'm to go to that house. Got maybe 5 or 6 minutes. I was just curious. What's one thing that you feel most passionate about? Guns, abortion,
Yeah. So first of all, foreign policy is what I'm passionate about. Let's start there. Okay.
Okay.
Second of all,
Alright.
okay, yes, he got them to shake hands and then immediately start killing each other again. Armenia and Azerbaijan are still killing each other. That has not stopped.
Are they
Okay.
currently at war right now?
They were
I
never
don't know.
technically
I'm
at war to
asking.
begin with. They were in a conflict. But if you want to talk about the conflict that they were in before Trump took office, yes, they were in that conflict before, and yes, they're still in that conflict, and yes, they're still killing each other.
Let's see.
Yeah, so
I
he
mean,
didn't
yeah.
do that.
I mean-
But if you want to talk about foreign, I'm, you know what I like, you know what I'm passionate about? I'm passionate about presidents that take care of the American people. Donald Trump has not done that. All right, he has been
What about
solely focused, okay, and almost entirely focused on foreign policy, things like Venezuela, things about Palestine, the Middle East. He has been almost solely focused on dealing with foreign issues, while affordability is at one of its worst spots since 2009 in this country. Inflation is on the rise, unemployment's on the rise, right? We've lost almost 1 million jobs this year alone, in the almost 1 million jobs in the private sector alone, not even talking about government jobs. And Donald Trump, when asked about this affordability issue, says that affordability is a Democratic hoax. His words, not mine. Okay. So if he's going to concentrate himself on his foreign policy, I'm going to judge him on that foreign policy. But if you want to talk about what I'm passionate about, I think that Donald Trump should be focused on what's going on in America, and he is singularly focused on what's going on overseas.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going on in America, because I think that's important too. Now, talking about how would I put this? Okay, would you agree that there's a hate problem in the U.S.? One way or the other. I'm not saying it's a left or a right thing. I'm just asking, do you think the political tensions are too high?
The political tensions are only high when Donald Trump makes them high.
I don't think that's the case.
It is the case. He is the number one catalyst for political tension in this country. 100%.
So explain to me why it was.
He's literally called the left a domestic terrorist group. He's called for the hanging of Democratic senators.
Well, I mean, are they? I'm not saying the left in and of itself is a domestic terrorist group, but there are certainly domestic terrorists that you're seeing, more than any side on the left, because you have, somebody who took a pot shot at Donald Trump, missed him, hit him in the ear, and somebody who actually succeeded in killing a guy who was doing exactly what you're doing. You're trying to have a peaceful conversation, trying to find common ground with people, trying to figure out why do people believe the opposite of what I believe. And somebody shot Charlie Kirk for that.
So let's be very clear, okay? First of all, nobody shot Donald Trump, okay? Donald Trump.
Somebody shot Donald Trump.
No. Someone shot
are you
at.
saying that
Someone
the courts
shot
and
at.
everybody?
Someone shot at Donald Trump. That is 100%
They hit him
correct.
in the ear,
They
did
did
they
not. No, absolutely not.
How did they not hit him? So you're telling
Because
me
a
that what the
5.56
FBI
round,
said and all
because
these
a
institutions that you
5.5,
trust-
sir, because a 5.56 round from that distance, it hit somebody in the ear, would have taken his fucking ear off. Okay, not to mention freaking pride.
Do you know what a 5.56 round is?
Yes, very familiar. Do you?
Yes, I own an AR-15. I own.
Oh, you have.
a
Have
lot
you
of
ever seen an
5.56.
AR-15 round hit somebody?
Yes.
And does it scratch their ear?
If it chips their ear, it can take off a little part of their ear, but they're not incendiary rounds. Okay, they're not like blowing people's
4
ears
days
apart.
later. He had a Band-Aid and then healed 4 days later.
Yeah. Do you know why we can't use AR-15?
Sir, I'm not talking about why we have AR-15s or not. Nobody fucking hit Donald Trump. I have seen, okay, people get hit in all sorts of extremities by freaking 5.56 rounds coming off of AR-15s, and nobody is all good and better in fucking 5 days. Period. Nobody hit.
If they're hit
now,
in the cartilage of their ear, they are.
No, they are not. Okay, no, they're fucking not. And if you believe that, then you should probably get rid of your AR-15 because you are not qualified to own one. If you really truly believe that, like honestly, okay.
Listen,
But second of all, hold on,
I've shot ballistic
sir.
gel before.
Cool.
They have the smallest.
Cool. I've
entry
seen
and
bullets
exit
hit
wounds of
people.
Most rifles.
Okay. Awesome. So now that we're past that, okay, nobody hit Donald Trump. Did they shoot at him? Yes. Okay. But let's also be very clear. The guy who shot Charlie Kirk grew up in a very conservative household, and we have no idea about his. Sir, I'm still talking. And we're not sure about his political leanings. But did anybody on the left or anybody on the right call the right a domestic terrorist group when Melissa Hortman was shot and killed in her home by someone on the right by a Trump supporter? Or how about when a gun-toting Trump supporter shot up a Mormon church in Minnesota? Or how about when those same Trump supporters burned down Ben Shapiro's house or tried to kill Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer? How about all of those things that just happened just in the last few years by people on the right? So does that make the right a domestic terrorist group also?
The FBI statistics broadly support, and even liberal news outlets have come out and said that there is a political violence problem on the left.
All right, cool. Can you show me those stats then?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
Then show me those stats.
They're on, I believe it was CBS or MSNBC. One of them put out the thing.
That's not
I
true.
don't have it on hand
That's
right
not
now,
true.
but
That is
I mean,
unequivocally not
they
true,
have, but-
because I've actually looked at the statistics very, very clearly, very, very clearly. Okay, from Pew Research Center, from FBI data for historically, not frickin' whatever Kash Patel puts out, who is in no way qualified to do that in any way, shape, or form. And it is very, very insanely overwhelming that those political violence acts come from people on the right. It's not even in the ballpark. It's not even a close call. It's not like it could go left or right or up or down. It's none of those things. It is overwhelmingly on the right. You named a guy who might be on the left. All right.
he's
might
100%
be.
on the
Sir,
left. I mean,
sir, I'm still talking.
Oh, wait, are you gonna let me? No.
No, I'm in
Okay,
the middle of a
Colin,
sentence.
listen,
You
the
can
I'm
talk. Yeah.
speaking thing, really?
You can talk when I'm finished.
To you. You won't let me
You don't
answer.
know what
Okay,
you're
go ahead.
responding to.
I do, because you said that he
You
wasn't
don't know
on
what
the left.
I wasn't even talking about that guy.
Which guy?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know who I'm talking about. Let me
You're
finish.
talking about the guy who shot Charlie Kirk, are you
Nope,
not?
not at all.
Okay, go ahead then. I
Perfect.
apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is why it's important to listen. Okay. The guy who shot at Donald Trump also had plans to kill Joe Biden. He had a list of a whole bunch of people he was trying to shoot at and kill, and they included both people on the left and on the right. He was not specific. He just wanted to kill somebody famous. It had nothing to do with someone being on the left or on the right. Okay. As far as the guy that shot at Charlie Kirk, from what we know, and we'll find out a lot more in the court, it had a lot more to do with with people being transgender than anything else. And it seems like a lot of his messages were actually very related to Groyper stuff. Okay, because he had things like up, down, gamer stuff like that. He had stuff like, if you read this, you're gay, which is a super thing that Groypers say. It was much more of a Groyper thing than it was somebody on the left. And in case you didn't know that, Groypers are further right than Donald Trump is.
I'm aware of what Groypers are. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and those
disagree
things on
with
the
them
bullets, where a lot of that stuff was actually very, very Groyper-ish. Now, again, we don't have all the information. We're going to go into a court and find out a whole bunch. But even the fact right now that you are just you're just out here talking about how these two people were on the left, when one was very obviously not on the left, and two seem to have more far right leanings than left leanings, and you're still out here trying to say that the left is the one causing political violence, shows right there, okay, that your side is the one that's causing the discourse by saying untrue things right there.
I mean, look, I don't know about all that, and I don't have time right now to discuss it with you, but I will say this to end, because I do have to go right now. I'm going to my wife's graduation. But I want to thank you for the conversation. I enjoyed sparring a little bit, and I definitely would be interested in calling back in another time. So thanks for chatting with me.
All right. Well, that's fine. I hope your wife's graduation is nice. Hopefully it's not from high school.
No, it's not. It's
That's
from college.
Bye-bye. Hey, I'm just hoping. Okay. I'm just hoping. I'm not saying it was or wasn't. I'm just saying. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We are going to move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. So I hope you guys are having wonderful. Guys, if you like to support the live, I do have memberships open. I do have super chats open. I have all the pay links and all that fun stuff at Polypolitics. So if you like to support, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Hold on, I got to pull this thing up real quick while we're waiting on this guy, on the next caller. Oh, why are we doing this already? Stupid. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Just saw came across your stream and thought I'd call in, say hi. Hello?
Hello, hold on.
All right.
Anyways, awesome. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 37.
All right. I want to put this thing up there. This nice little thing. This is from Congress, by the way. This is a congressional article. Just thought I'd let you know. Oh, it's just about how the DOJ is quietly removing studies that show that right wing's attacks outpace those on the left.
Okay.
So I just want to put that
News
up there.
to me.
I just want to put that up there to show, to
Are
to
you,
show.
are you sure? Are you sure it was true at all?
Yes, I know it's
I mean,
true.
when did that investigation originate?
This one specifically in September of 2025.
Okay.
Yep. So, anyways, so do you still support Trump?
Oh, big time.
Big
Love
time.
what
That's
he's doing.
weird.
Why is that weird? Kind of the whole premise of the show, right? The Trump supporters call in.
Yeah, and it's still weird. Doesn't become less weird because you guys call in, especially when someone's like big time
I
or
don't
like.
understand why. I don't
or-
understand why it's weird though. It's like
I can
considering the
I can
majority of the
explain it to
country
you.
voted for him.
I can explain it to you.
Sure, please.
Yeah. So at least that last caller where he was very wrong was like, hey, there's certain things I disagree with, and all this sort of stuff. But for the most part, I agree with them. And then we could go down a thing. When you're just like, I like him big time, it just seems like you're like more of a fan or a sycophant than than somebody who actually understands our political landscape that we have in this country. And it's just weird. Like it's not it's less weird
Well,
to just
there's no
support
reason to
someone
get
that-
condescending, my friend.
No, there's no
You know, we
reason
can
to, but I
disagree
will
amicably.
anyway. There's no reason to, but I
Oh,
will
okay.
anyway. Yeah.
Oh, that's the show. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's not the
Let's do it.
show. It's just I want to be, and you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Some people
All right.
want to be polite, others don't. All good.
Oh, I'm being incredibly polite to you, sir. You'll know when I get rude.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so why do you
So
support Trump?
anyway,
big
regardless,
time?
do you want to know why I like Trump, or
Yeah, I just
do
asked
you
you.
want to
Actually.
do this little dance?
I actually just specifically asked
Okay,
you.
great. Fantastic. So I love the immigration policy. I like the tariffs. I like the posture towards NATO and these European allies who have basically been moochers since the Cold War. Not necessarily in love with, I'd have to see like some legal doctrine or whatever on the blown up Venezuelan boats. But in general, in
hold on. You need to
principle,
see
I
legal
guess,
doctrine.
Yeah,
what
I
you
mean,
said?
look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
What is being a lawyer?
Yeah,
have
I'm
to do
not a
with it?
lawyer, but like, because in order to have like a general understanding of like the law, you'd want to, defer to like an expert person, right? A lawyer would
Nope.
generally understand the law better than a layman, same way like a doctor would generally understand medicine, and biology better than the layman.
All right. Let's see if we can break this down. Okay. Let's make this. I'm not. You said you're not a lawyer, right?
No.
Okay,
Not a lawyer. Are you a lawyer?
I am also not a lawyer. No, I am not a lawyer. Okay, but I think we can. I think we can figure this legal conundrum out really, really quickly. I think we can pull it off. You want to try?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Is drug trafficking a capital crime? Yes or no?
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Maybe.
Hold on. Can someone in the United States be executed
Mhm.
for drug trafficking in
I
any
don't know.
state or federally?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, here, I'll help you out. The
But
answer is no.
Sure, but these guys aren't in the United States, are they?
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, because we're talking about
and it's a
U.S.
military
law.
action, not a civilian policing action, though.
Oh, gotcha. So Donald Trump has specifically said that they are doing it under U.S. authority, under U.S. law. That is what Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth have said.
Okay,
So
cool.
easy stuff.
I can accept that.
So, and I will go ahead and inform you. I'm not a lawyer, but I have, been alive for almost 40 years.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty easy to know that the only capital punishment in the United States, right,
Mhm.
is for murder. Right? That's it. Just murder, right? First degree murder, not even second degree or anything. First degree murder is capital punishment.
Sure.
Nothing else
Right.
is. Okay. So
Yeah.
if people kill people for crimes that have not been proven, all right, and they kill them
Mhm.
for non-capital crimes, is that legal?
Oh, well, you're talking about like standard criminal law, right? Like where people would, in theory at least, be brought into a court and go through that whole process. this is a military process, right?
No.
And like I said, I'm not a lawyer, right? So I wouldn't be in a position to defend the legality of this. But you also have to assume that there's going to be an army of lawyers in the White House when they're making these decisions, right? Like army of constitutional lawyers and the DOJ, and they're all going to be consulted on this. So,
No,
I mean,
that's not even close.
no?
No.
You think they're just kind of winging it?
Oh, I know they're not being
no lawyers
consulted on it.
were in the room when they made these decisions?
Oh, I'm sure they were there. I'm sure the lawyers had a shit fit. But you
Based
do
on
realize like that was one of the first things that they did when they got into office was fire the head JAGs, right? All those
Okay.
all those
That's fine.
people that consult, they fired them first day.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
that army
I
of
feel like
lawyers
those
isn't
aren't
there
like
tomorrow.
the only people who. I feel like that's probably not the only people who would consult, right? JAG is like it's military prosecutors, right?
Those would be the legal advisors that would specifically tell the president whether what they were doing is legal or not. Yeah. That army
pretty
of
sure
lawyers.
there's
that,
more.
That army of
I
lawyers.
don't think that's
that's
JAG,
them.
and I'm pretty sure that Washington
though.
is not running out of lawyers.
But it is though. Oh no, they got
What?
plenty of lawyers. I'm sure Alina Habba would be
Okay.
great to consult on this.
Maybe I don't know who that is, but regardless,
Oh,
I'm just
that's Donald
I
Trump's
just kinda
ex
think, like,
personal.
you know,
yeah, that was Donald Trump's ex personal
where-
lawyer who was hired to be the U.S. federal prosecutor in New Jersey illegally by Pam
Was
Bondi,
it?
who's also not qualified to be a U.S. attorney. U.S. Attorney General.
Aren't they appealing that? And I mean, she is U.S. attorney, so I mean, whether
she's
she's
not.
qualified or not, it's a little bit
Nope,
moot.
she's gone now.
No,
Nope, she got removed.
Pam Bondi?
because Pam Bondi's not a U.S. attorney.
Yeah, she's the AG.
Correct. I didn't say
Okay.
Pam Bondi was illegal. I said Alina Habba was illegal. Pam Bondi
Okay, I misheard.
Pam Bondi is legal, just not qualified.
I mean, it's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Okay. Well, yeah, my opinion and the opinion of every single lawyer who's ever worked for our government ever. But yeah,
I mean,
I
that's-
guess we can
that's,
break it down to just mine.
That's a very confident statement, but okay. Again, you're entitled
You're
to your
right.
opinion.
It's probably only about 99% of them. I'm sure you can find one or two that said the other way around. Yeah. Yeah. But no, there is no
probably would
army.
be a little bit
There
more than
is no
that, but
there is
you
no
know.
army of lawyers that are doing this. Absolutely not. Right. That's just not happening. But regardless of any of that, it's completely
why
not.
why would you assume that? I mean, it's the White House. They
I
have
just told you why.
lawyers. Like this
I
is
just
not.
told you why.
Well, no, you just like made a bunch of like hand wavy statements about it. But like, the
No.
White House has lawyers.
I
They're not
directly
running
answered
out
your
of lawyers.
question. I just directly answered your question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
hard.
didn't
Let me ask you a
don't recall
question.
asking one, but
According
all
to
right.
according to the Navy manual and the DoD manual, right, and the UCMJ,
Uh-huh.
right, which guides those manuals, right, is it legal
Right.
to kill shipwrecked sailors?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, the answer is no, it is not.
Okay.
Cool. That's simple. It actually, funny enough, that's actually the example they give in the DoD manual. The DoD manual specifically gives an example, and the example is, hey, you can't kill people that are out of the fight. Example, you know how you do like, parentheses, example, shipwrecked sailors. It's like, first thing, and says, nope, this isn't legal. This is against the laws of armed conflict.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know it's very easy for you to just be like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm going to stick my head in the ground. Oh, I'm not a JAG. I'm going to stick my head in the
I'm
ground.
not doing
That's
that. I'm
fine.
just like
No, yes, you
stating
are.
my lack of qualifications I'm just saying my
Well,
lack
what
of
are you qualified to
qualifications
talk about?
I don't go around pretending I have expertise I don't. So, and I think
So
that's kind of
what-
important for an
What are you
audience to
qualified to
understand
talk
that,
about?
Let's see, sales, cloud products, jewelry.
So nothing to do with this
I am,
conversation.
So
So is-
GIA certified. And
so-
if
so
you want
this
to talk
entire
about diamonds or
Yeah.
ancient history.
So this entire conversation is pointless because anything that we go to talk about, you're just going to tell me you're not qualified to talk about it.
No, it's fine. I mean, I can have opinions on things. I'm not qualified to talk about it. I just, again, I think it's important for the audience to understand that, like, I'm not claiming credentials here, right? Like, that I don't have. I'm just, a regular guy with a regular opinion.
Okay, cool. So let's go with opinion. Okay. Do you think it's
Okay.
right to kill people that are not causing a threat to you?
And usually, no.
Usually, no.
Yeah.
Okay. When is that?
I mean,
okay?
are we talking like an immediate threat, right? Like, or like,
Correct.
are we talking like, look, if someone like has a knife and is like right coming at me, yeah, no, you can kill that dude. But if somebody is, let's say, sitting in a cave in Afghanistan, planning, I don't know, 9/12, right, the next 9/11, then yeah, I think it's okay to kill that person too, even though they're far away and the plan is a little less, concrete than someone in front of you with a knife.
That
right?
would also be an immediate threat. Now, can you please explain to me how two people hanging onto a raft with waving their shirts in surrender is posing a threat?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, the correct answer is that they're not. Okay. And since they're not, it's not right to kill people. So we don't need, there's so many layers of this that we can go down. Like it's really easy to break this down, like in so many different ways. We can talk about it legally. We can talk about it morally. We can talk about it through just opinion based. We can just talk about it as just like a decent person. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. We don't have to do legality.
Here's an equivalent scenario. Well, here's an equivalent scenario, actually more egregious, I think, because the people involved were U.S. citizens. So when Obama ordered a drone strike on, I forget what the name of the terrorist was in specific, but basically they followed his 16-year-old American citizen son, who just missed his father, who wasn't a terrorist. They followed him back to his father, and then Obama ordered a drone strike, taking out the 16-year-old kid who was innocent, as well as his terrorist father. So I'm just curious, do you find that to be as egregious as double striking Venezuelan drug dealers?
First of all, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. But if it was actually framed without any other context, the way you say it, then I would think that would also be horrible.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, I have nothing to show that that's actually, I have actually absolutely nothing to show that that's true or whatsoever. Okay. And if it was, I don't have any idea.
That would be worse because he's a U.S. citizen. The president ordered the death of a U.S. citizen.
No, absolutely not.
Extrajudicial killing. That's not worse than killing Venezuelan drug dealers.
No, taking someone's life is not worse depending on what country they were born in. Life is
right,
life is life
and
life.
Intent, right?
No,
their intent and what they were doing kind of counts.
Life is life, regardless, and it's not more important or less important.
No, but some lives are worth more than others, though, right?
No.
You don't think so?
No, absolutely not.
And look, I don't mean like in the sense of in the eyes of our Creator, yes, all men are created equal. But it's what you choose to do with that life. For example, we kill murderers, right? I
don't agree with that either.
Decided as a society. Oh, okay. So you just don't think that anybody should, that the state shouldn't exercise that, lethal force, I guess?
Yeah, right here, by the way, I looked up what you were talking about, and Obama did not specifically target that 16-year-old whatsoever.
No, he targeted his father in the 16. He just didn't care that the 16-year-old was there.
No, it doesn't look like he knew that he was there.
I mean, they followed him to get to his father.
I'm just saying. Okay, saying that's a big difference between, hey, I might have missed and hit the freaking kid, or I didn't know the kid was there, and specifically targeting someone.
No,
so
but
you made a false equivalence.
No, the whole thing was
you made a false equivalence.
Followed the kid.
They
followed the kid to get to his father. That's how they found his father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, sir, you've already misrepresented this thing once. I don't think we need to continue.
I didn't misrepresent it at all. I mean, I don't know what source you're using, but it sounds like one that's trying to protect Obama from possible war crime charges.
Specifically, they did not do that. And the kid was literally, they said wrong place, wrong time. Oh no, this is from the intelligence report.
Wrong.
The kid's name was,
I'm sure that's what they said to try to cover their ass.
The kid's name was Abdul Rahman Anwar al-Awlaki.
Yes.
Yep.
The Awlaki murder.
In Yemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And none of the shit you said was true. Okay, and that's why I'm specifically.
I'm going to disagree with you, cool.
And even though it wasn't true, what you just said, even the accidental killing of it, Obama came out and apologized for it publicly.
Oh yeah, whoopsie! We accidentally followed this kid to his father and hit them both with a drone. Oopsie daisy. But okay.
Yeah, things accidentally happen. That's horrific. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's called for. I don't think it should be accepted. But things do happen.
I don't buy the cover story, but
sir, you cannot buy whatever you want. But you're trying to make a comparison to a kid who was killed, right, in a drone strike, targeting a terrorist, right? You're trying to make a difference between that and two people, okay, who were specifically targeted, right, who were not doing anything but surrendering.
What? How did they surrender?
They were shipwrecked, which means they were out of the fight. Yes. Well, they raided their shirts. That's all they had. They didn't have white flags at the time.
Okay. I still think it's worse to kill a U.S. citizen, especially like a teenager, with no due process, than Venezuelan drug dealers. But, we can disagree on that.
Again,
That's
we
fine.
don't know that they were Venezuelan, and we don't know that they were drug dealers.
I mean, look, if you're driving a boat in that part of the world and you got like 4 engines delivering packages, and also like the Secretary of Defense and the President say that they were drug dealers, that's a pretty good indication to me that they're, probably drug
The
dealers.
President of the United States had over 30,000 confirmed lies or misleading statements in his first term alone. The President of the United States said they were eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio. The
Confirmed by
President,
who, my
sir,
friend?
the President of the United
Confirmed by
States,
who?
sir.
The same people
Sir,
who confirmed that Joe
sir,
Biden was
sir,
mentally cognizant?
Sir, I'm
Come on.
talking.
Come on.
The President of the United
Okay.
States says that the sound of windmills was causing cancer in whales. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry if just the president saying it is not going to be good enough for me, especially when the details don't make sense to affirm that story. Right? It'd be one thing if
That's
it made
fine.
if it
Obama
made
saying
hold
it
on,
doesn't sound-
sir,
doesn't, cover it for me either.
I bet you you'd be better at responding if you'd let me finish a statement. Awesome.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. So when the boat is not traveling in the direction of the United States, okay, in a boat, okay,
Uh-huh.
that would need 7 to 8 gas stops to get to the United States. Okay.
Right.
Easily. Okay. So not traveling towards us, doesn't have the ability to get here. Right.
Yeah.
And it's already been hit and all the drugs and stuff are already destroyed because we all saw the video of that. Then it does
Right.
not make sense to tell me, oh, he's killing drug dealers. Especially when the next strike that happened and there was actually survivors. They picked them up and instead of prosecuting them or, turning them over to authorities in the United States or turning them over to authorities in Venezuela so they can be prosecuted or any other country, they released them on their own recognizance with no charges.
Okay.
Do you know why that was?
No, I don't.
It's
Guantanamo
easy.
was full?
It's because they weren't committing a crime. Okay? Because that's why you release
Okay.
people is when they're not committing a crime. Okay? So
Well,
it's just
the
that
U.S.
simple.
military doesn't have the ability to police enemy civilians, right? Or civilians from another country.
They also
So
don't
they
have the
can't do,
right to
like, a
just
police
kill
action.
civilians from another country, but here we are.
I mean, that's kind of like their whole job, right? To kill people from other places.
Yeah, and during acts of war, are we in a war?
I mean, look, if you look at the rates of overdoses,
It's a
and the
it's a
amount
yes
of
or no
drugs being
question.
brought into the country,
Are we in a war? Yes or no?
maybe
Nope. The answer is no.
officially
Nope.
declared by Congress.
Nope. The answer is no. The answer is we are not in a war.
You know,
We are in no way, shape, or form in
is
a
it
war.
official-
Okay. Nor
Well,
is drug trafficking a war act. Okay. It is a criminal act. It's not a war act. Donald Trump can't just say, oh, I think it's a war act, so therefore it's a war act. That's just not how it works. Okay.
I mean, by the same authorization, right? Aren't we, blowing up weddings in Afghanistan with drones? So what's the difference?
The difference is we probably shouldn't have been there doing that either.
Okay, so I mean, again, this
You do realize that Donald Trump had. You do realize that
original position.
I know you're
that
talking
you
about
don't
drone
think America
strikes.
should use hard power like this.
You do realize that Donald Trump had more drone strikes in 4 years than Obama had in 8, right? While you're talking about drone strikes.
Okay, yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
I'm just saying it's funny that you're going back to Obama and not going to Donald Trump, who literally did more of it than Obama did. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, I guess
But
I'm just
regardless
trying to
of
see
any
if
of that,
I'm trying to see
but
if there's any
re-
contradictions in your position here between either if a Democrat does it, is it okay, or is it okay in this context but not in this context?
I'm not a weird sycophant like you are.
I mean, I don't see how that's a sycophant. I just like what he's doing.
You're literally you start out with, I just love him so much. You literally just start out the conversation talking about how great he is and how awesome he is. He is a public servant. Okay.
I mean,
he is
he is
elected by
I
the
didn't
people
say I love him.
to do the job of
I feel
the
like you're
American
putting words
people.
in my mouth.
He's doing the job of the American. He's elected to do the job of the American people, and he's not doing that. Okay. Those are the words of
I
somebody.
disagree. Which American people?
Those are the words. How about the literal million jobs that are lost and the unemployment rate that's the highest it's been in 4 years? How about that?
Is that true?
How is that
I'm doing
helping the
pretty well.
American
I just got
people?
promoted.
Hmm?
I just got promoted. I'm doing pretty well.
Congratulations. Donald Trump's not the president of you. He's the president of the United States. We look at numbers across the United States,
Right.
not in your house. Did I say no
Well,
one's
I
been
vote
promoted
based
in a
off of
year?
my personal interest.
Did I say nobody?
So,
Oh, then
if
explain to me.
if I'm doing pretty well,
Awesome. Then explain to me
I
how
can enjoy what
Donald
he's
Trump
doing.
personally got you promoted.
No, but the environment has potentially enhanced the ability to do business, of which our business is growing. So I don't see
It's been enhanced so
why
well that we've lost a million
I wouldn't
jobs.
be able to thank him for that.
It's
Sorry?
enhanced so well that we've lost a million jobs and have the highest unemployment rate in 4 years.
Have we lost a million jobs?
Yes.
Is that because of his action or
Yes.
inaction, or is that because
No,
of
his action.
AI?
His
and,
direct action.
What did he do that lost all the jobs?
And even if it was AI, that's still his direct action. You know that, right?
How so?
Because Donald Trump literally is promoting and building and giving subsidies to people to build more AI chips in the country in order to freaking put these AI chips in a different country. So even into different companies. So literally,
absolutely.
So,
I mean, that's a great policy.
That's fine, sir. So even if it was AI, that's still Donald Trump's direct action. But it's not. It's because of his tariffs.
Okay. Well, I mean, not real. I mean, it's not really as simple as you're painting it out to be, right? Because I mean, if we're investing in AI and AI is going to help us with, win the future, then we're going to have a little bit of creative destruction, similar to the way that automation.
Sir, this isn't even with AI. This is because of his tariff policy.
Union and factory jobs.
This is his tariff policy that's doing it, not the AI. Okay, it's the tariff policy.
Well, his policy. Well, I mean, I would say it's the other way around, because as far as what I understand is there's a construction boom happening right now because of all the build out for AI, and I think it was David Sachs was saying that U.S. GDP's growth is at 4% because of AI and because of the build out that's currently going on right now.
You asked me, why are you trying to just switch this thing to AI? I'm just out of curiosity. You said, how is he not helping the American people? I said, because we've lost a million jobs. The unemployment rate is the highest it's been in 4 years. And you keep going back to AI.
Well,
why is that?
I guess I'm just kind of disputing the example that you gave over here. About even if it's AI, then it's his fault.
Sir, that was just a sidebar because you said specifically, is it Donald Trump's fault or AI's fault? And I was just letting you know that those are the same thing. Okay, but we haven't lost those jobs due to AI. We've lost it due to Donald Trump's tariff policy.
Well, I don't know about that, but I actually kind of agree with the tariff policy, or at least the spirit of it, because we do need to bring back manufacturing. For example, if we are going to, like the way that we won World War II was with manufacturing mass, and we just don't have the same mass and capacity that we once did. I mean, China's really able to outbuild us in a lot of ways. So, and I think bringing back those jobs, bringing back that capacity to produce at scale. And, those skills that take years and years to develop, I mean, I think that's a pretty sensible policy, even if, we do wind up losing, in the short term. The build out in the long term is probably going to advantage us.
Manufacturing jobs are leaving the country at a record rate.
Are they?
Yes.
Where's that information from?
CBS News has a great article right here, but you can pull it from BLS statistics. You can pull it from Pew Research. You can pull it from all over the place. I think there's a Center for American Progress does it too. There's a whole bunch of different places where you can see that manufacturing jobs are screaming out of this country.
Wow, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, Donald Trump's tariff policies are not helping that at all. They are hurting American business. They are hurting American manufacturing. They are hurting American farming. They're hurting American jobs. They're hurting American wages. They are hurting everything.
I mean, I don't think they're hurting American wages. I mean, just by the same, for example, the construction industry wages are up 30% this year. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be a mixed bag.
Construction production is down significantly.
I mean, look, I would say that similar to a doctor, if you have a broken leg that healed wrong, you're going to have to re-break the leg to put it set right. So maybe there's a little creative destruction going on right now. I don't know, but I do know that the spirit at which the tariffs were introduced, I do appreciate that. Things.
The spirit.
manufacturing jobs have been leaving America for such a long time that we got to take big swings.
Sir, we had a record low unemployment rate. Like we had record high job creation last year. Okay, including manufacturing jobs. We had record high manufacturing job creation. We had companies coming back to America last year, right? Companies that had left under the first Trump administration. We had all of those things happening. It included a record high median household income. We had all of that last year. That's not a broken leg, sir. Donald Trump's resetting a leg that was never broken to begin with. Okay, there had to have been a significant problem.
I would agree to disagree. The fact that he was elected to begin with would show that there was a broken leg there.
Nope. All an election means is that he won a popularity contest. It does not mean that he's right. Okay.
Well, what about? Look, and I'm willing to accept that. Of course, he won a popularity contest. It does not mean he's right on all things. Sure, but I mean, would you accept that there's a correlation, or do you just think that the mass opinion of the majority of Americans just, doesn't count for anything?
I mean, he won by 1.5%. He won by like 1.5% of the popular vote. It's not like this overwhelming majority.
Every single district in America moved in his direction. So
that's cool. We still also have this thing called the popular vote. Are you aware of it?
Of course.
Okay, he won by 1.5%.
Handedly.
By 1.5%. I don't know how that's
in a gerrymandered system like ours.
Popular vote doesn't have anything to do with gerrymandering. Impressive. Gerrymandering has nothing to do with popular vote, which is why I'm talking about it. You can't gerrymander popular vote. Okay. Popular vote is every single vote in the United States counted individually. It has no idea. Does not matter how gerrymandered it is. Gerrymandering has all the shit to do with all. Yeah, sir, you're saying he won the popular vote handedly. That's what you said. Okay. How is 1.5% handedly?
Well, when we're as divided as we are, I think 1.5% is a huge 1.5%.
No, 1.5% is small, regardless. Okay, that's the cool thing about numbers. That's the awesome thing about like numbers and percents and all that sort of stuff. In almost no circumstance in an election is 1.5% handedly. How about this? I'll actually give you a better example. 0 times in the history of having elections, has 1.5% handily. Yeah. He barely, won the popular vote. This is not some overwhelming thing from the country saying that he's great. But even more than that, the large majority of Americans don't know what they're voting for.
Every swing state? When was the last time that happened?
Sir,
I mean,
sir,
I would say
sir,
you're playing.
Sir, are you gonna continue to talk about the swing states, or can I move on with my statement?
We can move on.
Okay, perfect. What I was saying, sir, is just because somebody is voted in does not mean that they're good, does not mean that they know what they're doing, does not mean that they're qualified, and doesn't mean that they have a good plan. None of those things are qualifications in order to vote for somebody.
Well,
okay?
I would say that
you also sir. Please let me finish my statement.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. It does not mean any of those things. To make things even worse, I don't think the majority of Americans, I mean the overwhelming majority of Americans, even have a clue on what the fuck they're voting for most of the time. Okay. They just
so you just have contempt for regular people then.
You're seriously just not gonna let me finish this, are you? I told you this before. I don't know why you haven't learned. You would be so much better at responding if you let me finish. But guess whatever I have to say is so much more important. Go ahead. Whatever you have to say is so much more important than what I have to say. Go ahead.
I already said it. Carry on.
Are you sure? Just make sure. This is the third time I've tried to complete this statement. Oh, sorry, this will be the fourth.
Go for it.
All right, perfect. Okay. Most people do not know what they're voting for. Okay. Most people just vote off of what their feelings are and what feels good. Donald Trump is very, very good at saying things that sound great that don't make any fucking sense. Okay. Donald Trump said things like, we're going to bring in tariffs to bring jobs back. Tariffs don't bring jobs back, but it sounds good. Okay. Donald Trump also said he was going to build the wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. And Mexico didn't pay for a single dollar towards that wall, nor did he build a new wall going across the base of the United States. Donald Trump just said shit. He said he was going to reduce affordability on the first day. That sounds great. He had no ability to do that. That's why affordability is going away and he's calling it a democratic hoax now. He said he was going to end the war between Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours of being president-elect. That didn't happen. He said he was going to end the war between Israel and Palestine within 24 hours of being president. He didn't do that either. Okay. Donald Trump just says a whole bunch of
But
stuff.
he
that
did
is,
end that war, though, right?
Sir. No, he did not. But regardless of any of that, okay, Donald Trump just says shit, and he says a whole bunch of stuff. The problem with things with politics is that in order to fix things in this country, it actually requires complicated things to happen. It requires a lot of depth and a lot of very, very complicated things to happen. It's a lot easier to go up there and just yell, build a wall, than it is to actually address the problems in this country with actual policy that's actually going to fix it. Now your turn.
Okay. I mean, look, those were very sweeping and general statements. I mean, yeah, obviously, the president isn't necessarily going to be qualified and isn't necessarily going to be, although I would say that the only qualification would be those outlined in the Constitution, official qualifications anyway. But again, I like the guy. I think he's doing a pretty good job. I think, I like the things that he, if you're going to say like, oh, he just says things. Well, I like the things that he, says more than the things that the Democrats were saying. Things like, little boys should be, if they feel different inside, then maybe they're actually girls. And
where did the Democrats say that?
And, it's their entire policy on gender affirming care. What do you mean?
Tell me one time when Joe Biden or Kamala Harris said that at all.
Well, it's what they did.
One
right?
example.
They brought that like
one
trans
example,
medical guy,
sir,
who
sir.
started doing trans surgeries on children.
One example.
I mean, I'm sorry, that's completely unacceptable.
Can you please provide me with one example of them saying that?
I mean, no, I'm on my cell phone and we're having this conversation.
Right.
But
It's never happened.
Donald
Trump,
everybody listening,
sir,
and you can ask the chat if they know what I'm talking about.
Sir, I don't need to ask the chat. Okay.
Like transing kids is
sir,
really fucked
Donald
up. Like
Trump,
sex change surgeries for children,
sir,
is really fucked up.
Sir, Donald Trump spent more money on out of any of his campaign ads, okay, than anything to tell you that Kamala Harris was trying to give children transgender surgeries. Yet she never said it.
I mean, that's what they're doing, though.
Sir,
what do you mean?
Sir,
in California, they'll
sir, all right, I'm muting you. You're now muted. I tried to treat you like an adult. He ran more ads saying that Kamala Harris was trying to do that, and Kamala Harris never once fucking said it. Okay. Donald Trump convinced you that that was the left's policy, even though that policy was never once said by her. You got fucking duped by a con artist, dude. That's it.
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, I'll unmute you when I'm done talking now, since apparently you can't handle it.
Okay. Sure. I mean, look, you can say that, but everybody and I would look at the chat because everybody knows what I'm talking about and that I'm correct in this issue. California today will still take your kids away from you if you refuse to trans them. Same thing in Missouri and a few other states. It's 100% true, my friend.
If you refuse to trans them, that is, come on, dude. You don't even know what you're fucking talking about, bro.
I know exactly what I'm talking about, and everybody listening is going to know that I know exactly what I'm talking about.
You telling people that they know, sir,
transing kids.
My chat is very smart. You don't have to tell them what they know. Okay, they're not going to believe you, and you trying to qualify it is not.
Well, what do you think? Well, let me ask you a question. What do puberty blockers do?
They block puberty.
Right, and what is puberty?
Sir, are you getting to a point here?
I'm trying to, but
just get there. Then
indulge me. What is puberty?
I'm not interested in indulging you. Okay, I am not interested in
I know,
all.
Because
sir.
It's so obviously
I'm not interested.
What they were doing.
No, sir. First of all, puberty blockers are used in multiple different fields for a whole bunch of other things within our medical community. Are considered generally safe,
right, like sterilizing and castrating.
It does not sterilize or castrate anyone.
Of course, it does. The Lupron is used for castrating sex offenders.
So let me get this straight.
They're giving the same drugs for castrating sex offenders.
All right. I'm muting you again. Jesus fucking Christ. You are really not good at this. I understand that you don't want me to talk, okay? Because any scrutiny for what you're saying makes you sound like a fucking idiot, okay? But I am going to need to be able to talk, okay? So you're telling me, right? That they are giving puberty blockers to adult sex offenders. That is the claim that you are making to me right now. That does are you out of your entire mind? Okay, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, puberty blockers, again, are used for all sorts of things, including things like early puberty, when we don't want children to have puberty at a certain amount of, at too young of an age, because it's unhealthy for them. And they are generally generally safe, as just like all medicines have certain possibilities of side effects. They are generally considered safe, and they are almost always, again, except for very, very minute circumstances, reversible, just because of a side effect of just like any other medications. There's side effects of taking Tylenol. We still consider it generally safe. Okay. So don't start with this whole bullshit about freaking they're chemically castrating children or stuff. They're not, okay? You have decided, okay, to try to pick on 0.1%, less than 0.1% of the US population, and try to make your entire political identity about trans people, okay? And it is sad. And I am not going to sit here and let you just demean freaking people who are just trying to live their lives, who are just trying to grow up, who are just trying to be parents, who are trying to do all of these things because you're scared, sir. Because you freaking saw one trans person, thought they were hot one time, and now you're afraid that that you might be attracted to a man, and you're so you have such toxic sad masculinity or weak masculinity that scares you, and now you feel like you need to take it out on them. Okay, Donald Trump has convinced you that trans people are the problem in this country. All right. And he has done that because he doesn't have policy that fixes anything else, because he doesn't have a plan to fix our economy. He doesn't have a plan to fix our housing issue. He doesn't have a plan to fix our healthcare. He doesn't have a plan to fix anything in the United States. And so he blames trans people and he blames immigrants instead of actually addressing the problems. And you, instead of freaking calling him out for his lack of ability to do anything actually presidential, just fall for it and get scared of trans people when I doubt you've ever met one.
No, I've met a bunch of trans people. They're all just weird guys. Like, there's no such thing as a trans person. It's just like weird dudes. And then also, there's the cast review out of the UK that shows that WPATH and everything that they claimed was medically necessary was entirely made up and fake. Every single European nation that initially followed these WPATH protocols of just transing children without questions, because, hey, the Americans are doing it, every single one of them has done their own independent review of this, and they have walked it back, and they have changed all of their policies on this.
I'm telling you to shut the fuck up. Nobody is transing children, okay? That is incredibly transphobic, and I need you to listen to me. Hey! I need you to listen to me, okay? No one cares about your transphobia. Why don't you explain to me, sir, why don't you, sir, you're completely muted. I'm not letting you sit here and do this on my live, okay? I already told you, okay? I am sorry for you. Okay, that you are literally, okay, have your entire mouth covered in orange Cheeto dust because Donald Trump is scared of trans people, and you are too. I am not going to let you ignore that Donald Trump is starting foreign wars and destroying our fucking economy so that you can pick on a freaking marginalized group of Americans. Okay? It's so funny how earlier in this thing, I asked you about Donald Trump killing people that were shipwrecked on a boat. You said you were not a lawyer and did not have the authority to talk about what is legal. But all of a sudden, when it comes to freaking trans people, you all of a sudden have no problem being a doctor. You now all of a sudden have no problem being a professional you have no problem being a professional in medicine or in psychiatry or in psychology or in surgeries or in puberty blockers. You have zero problem of saying that you are now the authority in all of these things when just a second ago you couldn't tell me whether murdering people was wrong. Okay. So, all right. I am very sorry about your fear of trans people, okay? It makes me sad, okay? For you and for all the Americans out there, okay, who have decided to make their political ideology about 0.1% of Americans, right? Or that have tried to blame all of their problems on trans people and immigrants, okay? Because that's all you know how to do, because the president that you voted for is a failure. He is already turning into a lame duck before he's even been in the presidency a year. We have the worst economic numbers that we've had in 4 years, some of them going back at least 15 years, okay? Stop trying to put everything on trans people because you think, okay, that you think you can blame all of these things on this, and I'm not going to sit here and listen to it, okay?
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're also claiming to be a medical expert, but but saying that I can't be a medical expert, which is kind of funny. But I've actually researched this quite thoroughly
That's
over the
also
course of
weird.
the last few years because
That's
obviously
also weird.
it doesn't make any
That's
sense, right?
also
I mean,
weird. That's
a man who
also
puts on a dress
weird.
doesn't
That's
magically become a
also
woman,
weird,
right?
sir. Why are you
Well,
spending
no,
all
not really.
no,
I
sir,
mean, if you see
sir,
something interesting,
sir,
like
are you
if you see something
trans?
that doesn't make
Sir,
sense to you,
are you
you spend some
trans?
time researching
Sir,
it,
are you
right? I
trans?
mean, that's what you're doing with
Are
Trump.
you trans?
No, I'm not.
Okay, do you
No,
have
I'm not
children
trans.
that are trans?
No, there's no such thing as
Yeah,
a trans
you have
child.
spent years. You know
This is like
nothing. You know,
Munchausen. This is like the weirdest form of Munchausen
sir,
by proxy.
you don't even know what a tariff is. You don't know where killing innocent people is wrong, but you have spent years researching men in dresses. Is that literally just what you fucking told me? You literally could not tell me how tariffs are hurting the
Absolutely, yeah.
United States. You literally could not tell me whether murdering people is wrong.
I
but
mean,
you
I can
have
tell you what
spent
tariffs are. They're a
years-
tax on imports.
You
but,
have
all right.
you have literally spent years researching men in dresses.
Yes.
Sir. Just
Absolutely,
sir,
yeah. And
sir,
the
just come out
Marxist
of the
origins
closet,
of
dude.
this ideology
Sir,
and how it traces
just come out of the
back
closet,
to
sir.
Dr. John Money.
Sir, just come out of the closet, okay? It's safe out here, okay? We're on the left over here. We're not going to make fun of you, okay? You're fine. You can just come out of the closet now. That is the craziest thing that I have ever heard in my entire fucking life, dude.
I must be a secret trans person because, like, I think that
you
men
got
in
some
dresses
type of
aren't women
secret if you
and
are
shouldn't be
spending-
allowed in locker rooms.
If you are
Okay.
spending that much, if you are spending years researching trans people, then you have some secrets that you need to talk about.
The phenomena. Where does it come from? It's quite interesting.
Where do people like
actually,
you
if
come
if
from?
you dig below the surface.
I assume your parents didn't love you very much.
Manufactured phenomena. I mean, Dr. John Money did a crazy
Sir.
experiment.
All right. Anyways, guys, this is where the right has a really big problem with this, where they have an issue with consent, right? Where he has this issue with consent. All right. I said, I am not going to sit here and let you demean, right, an entire group of people because you're scared of them. And while I'm saying this, okay, he is literally still doing the same thing on mute over my headphones right now. He hasn't even close to stop talking. He's just still going on. Okay. This is the obsession, okay, that the right has with trans people. The left never runs an ad. They never talk about trans people. They never do any of this stuff besides just let trans people be who they are. But the right continually and does not stop talking about trans people. It is very strange. It is very, very strange. Okay. I'm sure it is, bud. Sir, I do not care. No one can hear you, and I do not care. No one can hear you, and I do not care. Final chance to stop talking, or I'm just going to hang up and move on to the next caller. Are you done now? All right. All right. Well, I'm going to move on to the next caller then, because obviously you don't have an ability to talk about anything but trans people because you're obsessed. Okay. I have tried, okay, to have a conversation with you, okay, and you refuse because the only thing that apparently you know anything about is trans people, and you don't know much about that either. Okay. You don't know anything about. No, it shows that you've done a whole bunch of research on studies that were specifically anti-trans, because I've read multiple of the studies that you've talked about who have and those studies have been specifically written by organizations who are literally very outwardly anti-trans people. Okay. You have looked at a bunch of biased research because they scare you, Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next person. Okay. So bye. Have a good one now. Okay. Bye-bye now. All right. All right. I don't know why the right has such an obsession with trans people, dude. It is so weird. You guys, if you are on the right, can anyone explain to me why you guys care so much about what is in somebody else's pants? Why you guys are so obsessed with other people's genitals? It is the weirdest fucking thing. Okay? It is so strange. The amount that guy doesn't know why our entire economy is crashing, but has done apparently extensive research about what other people's genitals look like. That is the weirdest fucking thing that I have ever heard of in my life. Okay? I'll tell you what it is. It is people like Donald Trump. Okay? It is people like Donald Trump who have found a way to scapegoat. It's just a part of his fascist agenda. Okay? They have found a way to convince you that trans people and immigrants are the problem with your life. All right? It is sad. And I am not going to sit here while people just try to freaking demean people for no reason. It's sad. And it's weird. Okay? Get a life. Very, very sad. John, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, let me talk to you on the phone. I'm on the fence, left or right. I can have a civil discussion and be respectful. Well, you can just call in, man, when I open up the phone lines. That's it. Bria, thank you so much. Says, all else fails, pull the transphobia card. It's all they have. Being gay is an insult? No, I don't think it's an insult at all. I just called him gay. He's the one who said it was an insult. Just think it's weird. I'm sorry. If you spend most of your time concentrated on male genitalia and you're a dude, it's kind of sus. Just saying. Anyways, lovely. Thank you so much for the $5. Said, another closeted a MAGA with attraction to trans women. Yeah. It's really, really weird. It's really, really weird. And Bria, thank you for drawing a line on transphobia. It's sad, dude. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. Guys, I am not here to try to argue for trans people or against trans people or for this for trans people or for that for trans people. You on the right, keep that over in your own conversation. I'm not interested. Okay? Yo, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like to support the live, like you see, I have super chats and all that fun stuff to help support. Oh, also, sorry, I actually missed that. Dancing Spider, thank you so much for the $10 for on Venmo saying standing up for marginalized communities. Thank you so much. And Roxy said this is the second time Donald Trump has bailed out farmers because of him. Yeah, absolutely. Freaking crazy. I'm patiently waiting. All right. Well, you patiently did not wait long enough. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Bottom Boy, I want to talk about trans and the word nigger.
All right.
Let's start with trans. There's no such thing as trans. Medical science.
At least, you know what I'll say? At least this person just comes out with his transphobia and his racism like right off the bat.
There's no such thing as trans.
Shh. I'm talking. I'm talking. So at least this person is just like straight up with it, right? At least this guy's not trying to convince me that they're fucking like castrating adults with puberty blockers. Okay. Fucking crazy. But I'd much rather have this guy than the last guy. Don't you guys agree? So, yeah, at least he's honest. At least he's honest.
Now let's talk about
guys,
the word nigger.
So, guys, just for you, all you guys that are complaining about trans people, this is your person right now.
What's your definition of the word nigger? Listen up, Bob.
That's what they all sound like to me, by the way. All of those little transphobes, that's exactly what they sound like to me. Remember when like Republicans and people on the right used to be like, I'm for small government. And now they're like, everything that's going on in somebody else's pants is my problem. Do you guys remember that? Remember back in the day when Republicans used to be like, I'm about civil liberties and personal liberties. and about people being able to live. Like, I just want my guns and I want government out of stuff. And now they're like, I need to see what your genitals are like before you go to the bathroom.
Be like, I'm for small government.
Yo, turn off the live in the background, dude. It's just weird. Anyways, how old are you?
I'm 31.
Awesome. Why does it sound like I'm talking to you over like dial-up internet?
I'm actually in an 18-wheeler. So I don't know.
Wow. That's unreal. I'm just saying, it is wild how we came this far in our country, right? We literally went from like everybody should have civil liberty, like small government. Keep the government out of my house, right? Keep the government away from my family. The government needs to be able to stay out. But what did Reagan say? The worst two phrases like said in a row were, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. But now they're like, let me see your penis. Anyways, hello, how are you?
What's up with it?
Oh, this is gonna
I got a
go
question.
swimmingly.
How we both black, but you support fucking kids chopping off their dicks and being girls? Tell me that.
I don't know.
Tell me that.
How we both
I know,
how
tell-
we
tell
both
me-
black?
tell me
How,
how you're-
hey, how we both black, but I sound like I have more than 2 brain cells fighting for third.
How we black and I have 3 houses in my name and I own a commercial plumbing company.
Ooh.
Over $1 million.
Ooh.
So it doesn't matter.
Can
who
I ask
you
you a
know,
question?
it's-
How we both black and you're so concerned with kids like wieners, and
Because,
I'm not?
nigga, well, let me tell you something.
That's
shit, bro.
weird,
you're
dude.
You're the most idiot
That's
person
weird. Anyways, again, right back to the wieners, guys. I don't get it. Now I know why they like Trump. It's the Epstein Files thing. They just connect with him on. Hello, how are you?
Doing well yourself.
It's a lot better than some of these people that are calling in. Anyways, how old are you?
I am 54.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, mainly I just wanted to call in, just let the callers and stuff know. Earlier on, you were talking about like no federal laws for drug execution, stuff like that. If you were to look up 21 United States Code 848, yes, there are federal authority with death penalties to have to do with severe cases of
Hold
drug
on. What was that?
trafficking,
You 21
which goes
21 code
against
what?
everything
Hold on. No,
you
I'm pulling.
say.
Hold on. I'm pulling
You
up the
should do
law.
more
21
research
code
on all
what?
your stuff.
Sir, I'm
Yeah.
going
Well,
to
you
pull
should
up
probably
what
rewind
you're
the code
saying.
because it just shows you gaslight everybody.
Okay.
You don't
He
have
won't
any
repeat
facts,
the code
and
because
you
he
just
doesn't
make the
actually want
best
me to
you
bring it
do.
up, by the way. I literally have it
because even
on
if
the
you do bring
screen.
it up,
I
it
have
wouldn't
it.
make any difference.
I would
because
have
you're
right
just
here.
gonna sit and
I put
gaslight
in
you like you do
21
everybody else.
21
There you go,
US
listeners.
code.
Keep it up,
Here.
guys. It baffles them.
21 US code what? 21 US code what? Oh, he hung up. I guess I can't type in the code that apparently makes it legal to execute people. Do you know why he wouldn't repeat it? Because it doesn't fucking exist. Because it doesn't fucking exist. Guys, you can always tell when you can always tell when somebody's just like completely off their rocker. Dude, I asked for clarification on what US code it was. Guys, look up the US code that said execution is cool. That's so cool. People are so dumb. Hello, how are you?
Guys, you can always.
Hey, how you doing?
A lot better than some of these people. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Why would you do that?
I would support Trump because I feel that he is the lesser of the two evils when it comes to various things of the presidential candidates that we've had.
Perfect. That sounds like a great place to start. So Donald Trump is a 34 times convicted felon. He's been found sexually liable for sexual assault. He sexualized a 10-year-old. He sexualized his daughter. He defrauded a children's cancer charity to put that money in his own pocket. Amongst many others, he cheated on his first wife with his second wife with his third wife, a third wife with a porn star who he then paid off while she was pregnant. Let's not forget about all those things. So you had all of those things, right? He's had over 30 different, accusations that he settled outside of court for sexual assault. He's done all of those things. So can you please explain to me how Kamala Harris was more evil than that?
How is she more evil than those things?
Yes, than being a literal felon and a literal rapist. Yeah.
Kamala Harris, in my opinion, as a black man, was more evil because she, from my understanding, had black people in her district arrested without trial or unjustly or some type of way like that. So to me, that was very evil.
Yeah, everyone's arrested without trial. That's why you're arrested. That's the entire point. Okay, you get the trial afterwards. Okay. Second of all, there is absolutely no documentation or statistics whatsoever that she disproportionately had any type of arrests or prosecutions of black people. And third of all, even if that was true, I still don't think that that's worse than raping people.
So are you saying that Donald Trump raped people?
Yeah, the court did.
Could you cite me that court and that documentation?
Yeah, that would be the E. Jean Carroll, civil case in New York, where he was found civilly liable for forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll.
Is liability guilty?
Liability still means you did it. There's what's the word? What's the word liable mean?
Liable is like saying the definition of liable is uttered with the participation of one or both lip. Oh wait, that's labia. Hold on, let me find the word.
It's definitely not labia.
Liable. Hold on, liable. The definition of liable is responsible for by law. That's not guilt. That doesn't mean you did it. That's responsibility. That's not.
Thank you so much. Wake up. Yeah, nope, that is the same thing. It's just the different terminology we use in between civil courts and criminal courts. One is liable, which means you did it, or one is guilty, which means you did it. Mean the same thing, just depending on which kind of court you're in. It means responsible under the law.
If I am responsible for, as an example, if I'm responsible for damage to a vehicle, that does not mean I did the damage.
That's exactly what it means.
I can be responsible for the damage of a vehicle because it's my vehicle. That doesn't mean I did.
Well, that would require that you were suing yourself, sir.
No, that would be required.
Sir,
I have to attend to the damage.
Yeah, that's not civilly liable in a court of law, sir. That just means you damaged your own product. Now, if I hit, sir, if I hit your car, okay, you could take me to civil court, and I would be liable for the damages on your car because I caused them. Okay, that's how that works. All right. If a truck if I hit you with my car and you go off the road and you are injured because of that, then I'm liable for your injuries because I caused it. I'm responsible for the damages that I have done due to my actions. Okay. That is all that means. Just like Donald Trump was liable, he was responsible for and owed restitution to E. Jean Carroll for forcefully penetrating her with his fingers.
So, if you're responsible for purchasing something, does that mean that you did it? That you actually purchased it?
Yes.
If you're so responsibility is a concept of responsibility. So let me ask you. Why are you against Trump?
Sir, I'm still trying to wait for this thing that's apparently more evil than this. He defrauded children with cancer. Please tell me what Kamala Harris did that was worse than defrauding children with cancer.
I just explained it to you. She represented and out of her own mouth on stage during a debate, she agreed that she would use taxpayers' money to pay for the sex change of prisoners.
Nope, she said
Which-
it already was happening and that she agreed with that happening. That actually was happening before Kamala Harris ever took office. It actually happened during Donald Trump's presidency. It was just a statement of something that was happening.
Well, I agree with you. But that's something that she said that she would continue to do.
It still continued to happen, sir.
Okay. So
So why do you
Donald
support
Trump?
Trump? It happened under Donald Trump. Donald Trump continued to do it the entire time. So you should not support Donald Trump.
I believe that Donald Trump has a limited amount of time, the same as everybody else, and he focused on what he could. I feel the fact that and Donald Trump would publicly and did publicly denounce that idea. That was one of the things he campaigned against Kamala Harris about.
So gotcha.
that he
So
did not
we've gone
agree
from Donald Trump
with
is the
that.
lesser of two evils. He rapes
Absolutely.
people. He defrauds children's cancer
No,
charities.
I never agreed
To
with him
you are
raping
worried
nobody.
about trans people in prisons now. That's your big concern.
No, trans people are not my concern. My tax dollars was my concern.
Sir, Donald Trump is at a record high of spending. He's literally using tax dollars to freaking fund Argentina, to fund Israel, to start war with Venezuela, to give giant corporate tax cuts to everybody else. I don't know what you're talking about as far as him doing with taxes.
So
I have
do you-
no idea
so-
how many, sir. I have no idea how many tax dollars have gone to trans people in prison. But I promise you, it is less than one of his golf trips that he's taken this year.
I personally feel that using American tax dollars for foreign affairs is a better use of my tax dollars than transitioning prisoners.
Sir,
Personally,
Sir, how much tax dollars have been spent on transgender care for prisoners? How much money?
the amount is irrelevant because
The amount is not
none
irrelevant.
of,
The amount is incredibly
I
relevant.
personally feel none of my tax dollars should be used for
And
that.
I personally feel that none of my tax dollars should go to Donald Trump playing golf. But here we are.
So you're telling me the tax dollars were spent on Donald Trump playing golf?
Donald Trump has taken more vacations as a president than any president in history. Donald Trump spent like $20 million or something to go to a NASCAR race and like $15 million to go to a football game and shit like that. Donald Trump is wasting money at a alarming rate. So literally, if we have money going to help trans people with whatever they need for whatever type of medical care or any type of medical care, really for prisoners or anybody else, that is a better use of money to me than Donald Trump going to a NASCAR race.
So you're saying he used tax dollars to? Where are you getting that information that he used tax dollars to go to this race?
Sir, whenever the president travels, it uses tax dollars. What are you talking about? Donald Trump has not even been close to it. Donald Trump literally defrauded the American taxpayer by literally freaking raising the prices on his hotel rooms whenever, he would travel, knowing that the Secret Service and everybody had to stay in it, and the whole staff. And then he actually upcharged the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayers in order to put that money in his pocket. He's literally currently suing the Justice Department. Okay, so suing the American taxpayer to the amount of $250 million. Okay, and he's the one who gets to decide whether the settlement is paid out. He is literally taking $250 million out of American taxpayer money to put in his pocket for no reason but the fact that he wants it.
I like to talk about one thing at a time. So let's go back to the race.
No, let's just talk
What
about this one. How about we get rid of the race? Please explain to me how Donald Trump suing the U.S. taxpayer for money that he gets to decide whether he gets to the tune of $250 million is a good use of our tax money.
I'm sorry? Say that again?
Please explain to me how Donald Trump suing the American taxpayer for $250 million in which he gets to decide whether he puts it in his own pocket is a good use of our tax money.
What is the lawsuit about?
That he was wronged by the Justice Department. Why does that matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter if the US president is suing the US government for taxpayer money? Why in the living hell does it matter what it's about?
Okay. So do you not feel that a politician questioning whether the system is operating appropriately. Do you not feel that's a good thing?
I don't know what that question has to do with anything that we just talked about.
Because that's what he's doing. He's questioning whether the system is actually doing the correct thing, and he's doing that through the form of a lawsuit. And personally, as a patriot, I feel that especially a politician that would question the system is a good thing. Do you not agree?
Sir, the question is simple. Please explain to me how the U.S. tax dollars, U.S. tax money, going directly into the pocket of Donald Trump is a good use of American tax dollars.
If he wins the lawsuit for, how did he get the money?
He doesn't
I
have
gotta
to win.
understand that.
He doesn't have to win.
So how did he get the money?
He hasn't yet.
So he hasn't got the money.
I didn't say he had.
So
I'm asking you how that's a
what are
good
you
use of
talking
our
about?
tax dollars.
Oh, I just told you that. I feel anytime a politician.
Do you know what a
anybody
settlement is? Do you know what a settlement is?
generally something granted to you for wrongdoings?
No, a
especially in
settlement
a
is
court?
something in place of a court case, right? So you can take someone to civil court. Remember, you wanted to talk about the car accident thing earlier. I don't know why. But, okay, if I go like, hey, I'm suing you for damages to my car, okay, and we settle outside of court, it means that you agree to pay me without us going through all the legal hassle of going into a courtroom, okay? Now, who gets to decide whether the U.S. government settles with Donald Trump outside of court?
Are you saying that the government settled with Trump?
I'm saying who gets to decide if they do?
Well, I got to understand what you're asking me. Are you
It's
saying
a simple question, sir.
that the
Who
government-
gets to decide whether the government settles with Trump?
It would depend on who's over the case.
It'd be depending on who's over. He's suing the Justice Department. So who's over the Justice Department?
I don't know. Who is over the Justice
It's
Justice
Trump.
Department?
Trump is over the Justice Department. So Trump gets to decide whether the U.S. government pays Trump money.
Are you saying Donald Trump runs the Justice Department?
Yes.
I don't know if that's true. Let me who's the Department of Justice or the Justice Department?
Tati, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Is this a fucking joke? Is this a joke?
Yeah, no, it's serious. The Justice Department or the Department of Justice?
You know what? Just pick one, okay?
Well, is that not? Let me go back to what I was saying before. Do you not feel that a politician questioning do you not feel that's a good thing? Do you feel let me ask it a different way. Do you feel that politicians should just be completely and unquestionably subservient?
Y'all listen to J. Cole.
Are you going to answer the question?
Y'all listen to J. Cole, and like he has that song,
the
right?
over
And like
Sam
at
Bondi
the
is over
end
the
of it,
Justice Department. The Department of Justice is
at the end of it, right? And he's like, there's this song. I forget which song it is. There's a song. He's
she
like,
was at the end of it. She's the one who made the decision.
It's insane.
He's like, wait, hold on. I just hit the blunt. I just called my lift, and hold on. Let me try again. If you guys know what song I'm talking about, that's who this guy reminds me of right now. That's all I can think of. Like, that's all that's in my head right. You guys want? If I spoke up right now, I'm gonna be on 285 with my. Anyways, Pam Bondi works for the president. The U.S. Attorney General reports to the president of the United States. Donald Trump has been very, very clear that he runs the Department of Justice. Okay, he has made that very, very clear. All right.
Well, that's not Trump's decision. That's Pam Bondi's decision.
It's Donald Trump's decision.
No, it's Pam Bondi. She's the one over the Justice
And who's
Department.
Pam Bondi's boss?
That has nothing to do with how the case
Is it
goes.
Nate? Sir, if you believe that, okay, then I have some oceanfront front property in Idaho to sell you, okay?
So who decides the case?
Trump decides the case.
How does he decide the case when he is a part of the case? Wouldn't that remove him any authority that he has of the case? Isn't that
Well,
how
it
like the
should.
court system works?
It should. It does not, but it should.
You know, I don't understand how you can use that logic for that, but you can't use it for other things.
Huh?
It's insane.
Well, you say it should. So when you say it should, what you're saying is it should, but for various reasons, it doesn't.
Yes, what
Generally,
I'm saying
means
is
because
that
of a
generally
human thing.
a president would remove himself from any of these proceedings. Well, first of all, a U.S. president wouldn't be suing the American taxpayers, so we'd never run into this issue. But even if we did get that far, you know, any president would remove himself from the situation for conflict of interest. But Donald Trump isn't going to do that because, you know, he's a scam artist.
So you don't feel that Pam Bondi makes the decision.
I don't think Pam Bondi's ever made a decision about anything ever in her life.
Your logic is very all over.
You watch
the place,
South Park?
man. I used to as a child.
Yeah. The new South Park just has Pam Bondi roaming around with shit on her nose from being up Trump's ass the whole time. Yeah, that's the most like real thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like it's yeah, it's so incredibly true. So yeah, she'll do literally whatever Trump wants her to do. Okay.
So I want to follow you. I want to follow your logic because you know we're having a conversation.
Sir, I would
wanna
love to follow
your
yours also, but I'm not sure there is any.
My logic is that anytime somebody in any official office decides that they want to question the truthfulness, authority of this United States system as a whole, I feel like that's a good thing anytime. And you're telling me it's not.
Sorry, this has nothing to do with any of this. You were talking about where our tax dollars should go. But yet, for some reason, you have this huge issue with a portion of tax dollars, of an unspecified amount of tax dollars that you have no idea how much are going to someplace that you don't like when it comes to trans people. But when I talk about Donald Trump literally putting tax dollars in his pockets, you all of a sudden are completely changing the conversation and going to something completely different and not keeping track of this whatsoever. Okay, so I'm getting real tired of chasing you down this hole, okay? Because either A, you are purposely being obtuse and are purposely, being blissfully ignorant, or you do not have the capacity to have this conversation whatsoever. I don't know which one, and honestly, at this point, I've stopped caring. Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Have a wonderful day, okay?
Oh, you running from the conversation?
Yes, as fast as I humanly can.
Because you're wrong and you see it.
Yep, you nailed it. All right, so go away.
Thank you for that.
All right, you did so good. I'll give you a little pat on the head. It'll make you feel better. Kayla, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Said this kindergarten mental gymnastics over responsible, liable versus labia is wild, dude. When you started reading the labia thing, I was dying, dude. That shit was so fucking funny. Loyalty, thank you so much for the $2. Said, good morning, Polly. MAGA's starting crazy today. Yeah, it's been wild. Hey, Ari. Guess Google, does being found liable apply fault? Dude, that he couldn't tell the difference between liable and labia. Okay? I don't know if you can say all of those words. All right? Jennifer, thank you so much. Says, keep up the good fight, Polly. I appreciate that. Wake Up Sweep says, Black Trump supporter just want validation and a pat on the head from the right. It makes them feel like they are thinking outside the box at all. Yeah, that's all it is. They're just like, the right goes, oh, yes, you're my little token. We love you so much. And then they pass a whole bunch of policies you know, to go against those same black Trump supporters, or they kicked them to the side the second that they get a chance. But it makes them feel good. They get a little pat on the head. It makes them feel happy. Man tomorrow said if Ashley Babbitt got paid, he can order someone to pay him too. Yeah, that's a good point. Mo, thank you very much for the happy poop. And Lovely God said, my God, we're doomed as a nation because of idiots like this. Yeah, he was definitely one of God's special children. Okay? He was definitely one of God's special children. I don't know what was going on with him. He is wild. All right, let's see if we have anybody else more to talk to. We have been doing it. We have been going for like 2 hours, so. Please clip. I don't know why I would clip that. I didn't even want to hear it the first time. You're gonna make me listen to it again. Can we get big W's in the chat for Lovely, Man of Tomorrow, Wake Up Speak, Jennifer, Ari, Loyalty, everybody that just supported. I really, really appreciate that. Huge W's in the chat for that. And for 5 for the donation right here too. I really appreciate that also. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I did. I ran as far away from that as I possibly could get. I had no will to be part of that. That was a ridiculous conversation. Let's see who else we got here. Hello? You'll be showing that people like that actually vote. I would, Veronica, but it's funny enough, when I do the clips of my live videos, like, no one really comes and watches them. I guess because y'all are already here. Like, when I make videos about other stuff, y'all watch them all the time. But when I do clips, they take me like way more work. And nobody watches them. That's just like generally what happens. So, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's really worth it to me. Thank you so much, Marianne. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys are already here to watch it. So when you guys watch it again, you guys are like, I don't want to watch this again. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but Soul Snatcher, you can go and watch the whole live if you really want to. Nobody watches my little shorts. So, hey, I make what people like to watch. That is the you know, the doing this thing. All right, it is the doing this thing. So I like what making videos that people watch. And if people don't watch them, then there's no point in me making them. So maybe I'll just clip out the part where he talks where he goes off about the labia. Maybe I'll just concentrate on that part. We'll see. Maybe I'll do one. We'll see. Anyways, I think I'm done for the day. I don't see any more callers, and honestly, I'm getting kind of hungry. I didn't really eat too much before I came on. So I guess I'm going to, thank you. First time people here. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I might jump on later tonight. I don't know. I got a bunch of cleaning I got to do, and I got to help Ari with her setup. So, and Summer needs a bath. So I might try again later on tonight. I don't know. I got to try to get this thing sparked up and going again. So hopefully you guys had a good time. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow. If it's tomorrow, it'll be early because you know I'll be out by the time the Chargers play at noon, especially